All right, guys, today's class is absolutely insane because in this video, I'm gonna show you how to create a full cinematic, ultra-realistic AI animation that honestly looks like it came straight out of a Netflix movie trailer. And the craziest part, everything you're about to see was created using just 2 powerful AI tools. No expensive software, no professional animation team, just AI. Now trust me guys, this is not one of those basic tutorials where people skip all the important parts. In today's class, I'm breaking down the full workflow, step by step, from character creation, cinematic prompting, scene generation, camera movement, realistic motion, visual effects, all the way to the final movie quality result. And honestly, some of the scenes we're gonna create in this video look completely unreal. So whether you want to start an AI animation channel, create viral TikTok videos, make cinematic shorts, or level up your content creation skills, this class is going to help you massively. And make sure you stay till the end, because I'm also gonna show you some secret prompting techniques that make your AI animations look 10x more realistic and professional. So grab your laptop, grab your learning tools, lock in, and get ready, because today we're creating something absolutely crazy. All right, guys, enough talking. Let's jump straight into today's insane AI animation masterclass. This is the AI tool we're gonna be using today. We're gonna be using 3 different AI tools: ChatGPT, Google Flow, and DGen AI, guys. DGen AI is basically for creating the images, and I'm gonna show you exactly how everything works step by step. So here's my prompt setup. You could go ahead, take your time, and check out all the prompts properly. You can see the design and the structure. This is basically my full framework that we're gonna be using to create our own videos. So don't rush it. Take your time, scrolling down and checking out every prompt carefully. For example, you can see the one for elite story creation. We'll start with the first prompt, copy it up, head back to ChatGPT, and paste in our prompt. Then we're gonna go ahead and click on the generate button. Now, ChatGPT is gonna take its time to properly research and create the particular story we're gonna be using for our video. It's going to create a full gangster movie style story, because what we're working on is basically something like FBI investigations, drug cartel busts, crime scenes, and all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of cinematic story we're creating today. So you can see it's done generating our story. Now, the next thing we're gonna do, after checking it out properly, is head back to our framework section and scroll down. The next thing we're gonna use is our professional character design system. That's the next prompt we're gonna copy. Go ahead, copy up the prompt, then head back to ChatGPT and paste it in. Before generating, we're gonna add a little extra detail. We'll simply tell it that we need prompts only. The reason for that is because sometimes ChatGPT tries to generate the images directly for us, but what we actually need is just the image prompts themselves. For me, I already have a character reference I'm going to use. If you have yours too, you can always use it as well. So we'll paste in our character image and click on the generate button. It's going to take its time creating detailed prompts for us. And honestly, you can already see how good it looks. It even adds a few extra bonus prompts. For example, you could see prompts for the FBI agents, cartel leaders, hacker crime scenes, and all those cinematic crime story elements, guys. But the main thing we need is our character prompt. So we'll go ahead and copy that up. Now this is where Google Flow comes in, because honestly, it's one of the best tools for creating realistic images. So go back, select the 16:9 aspect ratio, since we're creating cinematic movie scenes. It works perfectly for this kind of content. Once that's done, click on the generate button and start downloading the images. It takes its time, adding proper details and realism to everything. Now we're gonna head back to ChatGPT again. The next thing we need is our scene prompts. So we'll head back to our framework and look for the cinematic scene prompts section. These are the prompts responsible for the movement, atmosphere, and storytelling of each scene in the movie. You can see the setup already. We're gonna copy prompt number 4 and head back to ChatGPT. Once you're done copying it, head back to ChatGPT and paste in the scene prompt. Then click on generate. For example, this is the character I'm going to be using for my story. We'll go ahead and upload our character image. Then we'll go back to Google Flow and upload the same character there too. The reason we do that is because it helps the AI maintain character consistency throughout the story. So every time we create a different scene, we'll keep uploading the same character reference to make sure the movie remains visually consistent. Now we'll go back to ChatGPT and copy our first scene prompt, the dark street scene at the beginning of the story. Head back to Google Flow, paste it in, and click on the Generate button. It's gonna take its time generating the image, adding more detail, lighting, cinematic atmosphere, and everything needed to make it look realistic and professional. So while that's generating, we'll repeat the same process again. This time, we'll copy scene 2 from ChatGPT, head back to Google Flow, paste it in, and wait for this one to generate. You can already see how fast this tool works. It doesn't waste time generating images, and the level of detail is honestly insane. You can see how the main character remains consistent. Every little detail is maintained properly. This one looks really good, but honestly, I think I'll go with the second version because it looks much more cinematic and intense. So we'll click on the download button and download it in 2K quality to maintain the best image quality possible. Once it's done, we'll move on to the next scene. Again, we repeat the same process. Go back to ChatGPT, copy scene 3. This was the FBI office interrogation scene where the suspect was being questioned. Head back to Google Flow and paste it in. One thing I really love about Google Flow is how good it is with consistent characters. If you want your characters to remain visually accurate throughout your movie, then honestly, Google Flow is one of the best options you can use. It also creates highly realistic images with amazing detail. You can see these images already. This one looks really clean, so I'm definitely downloading this in 2K quality as usual. Then we'll move on to the next one. Go back, copy scene 4, the interrogation room scene, then head back to Google Flow. Paste in the prompt and upload our main character, again, as usual. Remember, we always upload our main character reference, so the movie remains visually consistent from scene to scene. That consistency is very important, because if you don't do that, the AI could completely change the appearance of your character halfway through the story. So while our image is downloading, we'll continue generating the next scenes. The second version actually looks better too, so I'll download that one as well, just in case we decide to use it later while editing the movie. As that's happening, we'll continue repeating the same process over and over. Go back to ChatGPT, copy scene 5, then head back to Google Flow and paste it in. If you really want to save time, you could create multiple Google Flow accounts and generate scenes simultaneously. But honestly, sometimes that can become confusing, especially when you're managing too many scenes at once. That's why I personally prefer the easier method and just work step by step. You can already see the details here again. Go ahead and download your image. Now, let's move on to the next one. I actually love some of these generated images a lot because they look extremely cinematic. So we'll head back to ChatGPT again, copy scene 6, then head back to Google Flow and paste it in. Now this time, there was a small mistake. I forgot to upload my main character reference before generating the image. But don't panic, because we can easily fix that. We'll simply retry the generation, upload our main character again, paste in the same prompt, and click generate. Now you'll immediately notice the difference. If you don't upload your main character reference, the AI might generate something completely different from your story. Instead of your custom character, it may create random, realistic gang members or unrelated characters. You can already see what I mean. But once we uploaded our main character again, everything returned back to normal, and the character consistency was maintained properly. Now we'll go back to ChatGPT, copy scene 7, head back to Google Flow, and paste it in. You can see exactly what I was talking about earlier. The first version didn't look like our actual character, but after fixing the issue, the AI continued using our main character consistently. So we'll go ahead and download this one in 2K quality as usual. Now this process is basically the key to everything. You keep repeating this same process over and over again until you've generated all the final images needed for your full story creation. The workflow is very simple. Go back to ChatGPT, copy the next scene prompt, head back to Google Flow, paste it in, upload your main character, and click generate. Once the other image finishes generating, you continue again. Although you can generate multiple images at once, sometimes the AI can mess up certain scenes if you overload it too much. So personally, I prefer generating them carefully one after another. Once you click on the generate button, you can already see the amount of detail the AI puts into every scene. Honestly, this is one of the best methods if you're trying to create cinematic, movie-style AI images. And if you want movement animations too, you can experiment with different AI tools, like Degen AI. You guys already saw the previous video where I used Degen AI to create cinematic motion scenes. They looked really stunning and honestly very mind-blowing. So once you've finished generating all your images, we'll head back to our framework section again. Now we're going to look for the professional voice narration style prompt. This part is extremely important because it controls the emotion and tone of the narration. We'll copy the professional voice narration style prompt. This is basically going to tell the AI what type of emotion, storytelling, tone, and narration style we want for the video. And I'm also going to show you one of the best AI voice tools you can use for creating your own story narrations. Once you're done copying the prompt, head back to ChatGPT and click generate. Now open another tab, because this is where we're going to create our AI voice narration. Search for Google AI Studio and open it up. Inside Google AI Studio, you'll see different voice generation sections and AI voice models. We're going to select Gemini Flash. You'll see different voice assistants and narration styles there. You can always test different voices to see which one fits your story best. For example, there's the ad voice, storyteller voice, energetic host voice, game show style voice, event narration voice, and many more. There's even a training guide section too. So keep testing different voices until you find the emotional tone that matches your story properly. For me personally, I'll go with the ad style voice because it sounds really good for cinematic storytelling. You can also adjust the pitch and other voice settings however you want. Now we'll head back to ChatGPT again. This time, we're going to copy the actual story scenes and narration script from ChatGPT. Copy up the story, head back to Google AI Studio, paste it in, and click on the generate button. Now, it's going to take its time generating the narration with proper detail and emotion. If your script is long, it may take a little extra time, but that's completely normal. Once the narration finishes generating, you can listen to it carefully and tweak anything you want before downloading it. If everything sounds good, then go ahead and download the voiceover. Now we're going to open CapCut because that's what we'll be using for editing. Open CapCut and click on Import Project. Then import all the images we generated earlier because those are the assets we'll be using to build the full story video. Once that's done, our voiceover should already be ready too. Import the voiceover into CapCut. Now we'll begin arranging our story properly on the timeline. We'll keep adding each image scene by scene in the correct order. That's basically where the final editing and storytelling process begins. Take your time arranging everything properly because every scene matters. Once you finish placing the scenes, scroll down and add your voice narration. Now, at this stage, if you leave the images static, the video might feel a little boring. So we're gonna add effects and motion transitions. For example, we can use effects like rebounding motion, camera movement effects, zoom effects, and cinematic transitions to make the scenes look much more alive and professional. Once you're done, apply the effects across the timeline. And honestly, the final results usually look amazing. You could also choose to add captions if you want. That's basically the full process for creating cinematic AI animation style story videos that look professional and engaging. People are literally making thousands of dollars monthly from this niche, guys. So that's basically everything you need to know about those cinematic AI animations you always see on YouTube. And honestly, you can see the process really isn't that difficult once you sit down and understand it properly. It becomes very easy with practice, and you can literally do all this from the comfort of your home. Now, if you need actual motion animation, you could also try out Meta AI tools sometimes. Although honestly, they can be frustrating occasionally because they sometimes generate low quality or unrealistic images. They're not always the best for highly realistic cinematic scenes. But for cartoon style animations or stylized animated motion scenes, they actually perform really well. Once it finishes generating, you can test it out yourself. You'll immediately notice how good it is for animated cinematic scenes and AI cartoon style visuals. So guys, that's basically everything you need to know for today's class. I really hope you learned something valuable from this tutorial. Don't forget to always like, share, and subscribe for more content coming soon, guys. And I'll see you all in the next class. Thank you very much for watching and tuning in. Peace out, guys. Max, the AI guy.